right, welcome. Day 5 of Magick Morning Live. It is April 5th. I'm Davy.
I'm Tracy.
From davyandtracy.com. And we're just going to check the feed, make sure that Facebook has us streaming in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had any technical issues.
Well, technical issues once we started going live.
Right. Because every now and then Facebook puts you sideways, and you've probably seen those come up on your feed every now and then. So we're just making sure that this isn't recording sideways. And we also like to give a couple minutes to let people join.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, looks
You're
good.
Correct.
Awesome.
Turn my volume down and then
All right.
on the live feed.
So we have today, after today, we have 2 more of these Magick Morning Lives on April 6th and April 7th. April 7th is the full moon one. The full moon's going to be in Libra on Tuesday, April 7th. So we're going to have kind of like a full moon ritual and talk more about the full moon. And on Tuesdays, definitely tune in for that one. And
we talked about this. I think we're going to keep Magick Morning up on Mondays, just to kind of give you guys sort of a
right. I mean, we've done this for 7. We're doing this for 7 days, but yeah, we want to do this at least once a week going forward.
Right. Kind of give you something. I mean, we will do this every single day ourselves. So I guess that's our feedback. Do you want us to do it more than just once? Or do you want us to do it a couple times a week, or just stick to Mondays?
And we're thinking like a Magick Monday, so it'd be kind of like this kind of ceremony or this kind of ritual, but these cards and what we're talking about is more for the week ahead, not just the day.
Right. That's just our thoughts. If you guys could give us your feedback. I would like to do something live on Wednesday as well, whether we do the Magick Morning or whether we do something else. So that's just something we would like you guys to offer our feedback. I see Sarah. Good morning.
Hey Sarah, good morning.
All
right, so why don't we get started? So that was our announcement. And
all right.
Yeah.
Today is an air day for us. It's a little bit cloudy, so we consider windy or cloudy an air day. So we're going to actually do 2 different types of air day today.
Ceremonies.
So just different types of ceremonies today. Just so you guys know. All right, ready?
You're going to take 3 deep breaths in and exhale out your mouth.
And then we're going to cleanse.
And like I said, you can use essential oils or incense, but I like to use a little cedar.
And as you do this, just visually cleanse yourself from anything negative that's happened to the day so far, any negative energy you have, just allow it to wash away.
Yeah, I like to picture the smoke kind of carrying it away, and I'll talk more about that when we get into our weather check-in. So now we're going to talk about gratitude, share things that we're grateful for, and if you're watching this, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this, the recording, the replay of this, please post in the comments what you're grateful for.
Gratitude definitely shifts energy.
Yep, that's
Attitude of gratitude.
Yeah, it's a big part of what Tracy and I find very helpful if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, or you're feeling kind of, negativity about whatever. Shifting over to gratitude helps shift my energy and really quickly and really powerfully. Yeah. So I'll go first. I'm grateful for 5 successful days of Magick Morning, and it's felt really awesome to be able to do this and upload this fresh new content onto our YouTube channel and in our Facebook group, and I appreciate the feedback we've gotten so far, and definitely welcome more. So I'm grateful for the people that have tuned in. I'm grateful for the people that watch the recording afterwards. I realize not everyone can make the live, but it's great to see that people are tuning in to the recordings as well. And I'm grateful for temperatures remaining in the 60s today. So definitely have that springtime energy.
I'm also grateful for 5 successful days of Magick Morning. am grateful that while I am grateful for the rain some days, I'm grateful today is not going to be a rainy day, because after this, I'm going to go for a run. So I'm grateful for being physically able to run. I'm grateful for the beautiful bike path right down the road from us that I can go for a run. I'm grateful that I have a husband at home to take care of our child so I can go for a run. Just grateful that so far we've gotten a lot of great, I said great a lot, great. We've gotten a lot of amazing feedback from our miracle morning, or magic morning. So I'm grateful for that as well. So if you guys want to post what you're grateful for, go ahead and post that in the comments. And then we're going to do the moon check-in.
So, the moon phase today is hey Tracy, thanks for joining. So the moon phase today is a waxing gibbous moon in Virgo, and the sign of Virgo. So
this kind of looks like a reflection off of. That's what I thought it was at first.
Yeah.
It's actually the card.
So the waxing gibbous moon is associated with growth, with refinement of action toward manifesting what you want. It's associated with, I see it associated with leaning into action, taking a bigger step, putting a little more of yourself into what you're trying to pursue, as well as learning from obstacles. Excuse me. The sign of Virgo is associated with purity, service, self-care, and wellness. So putting these...
Sarah said it's a beautiful card.
Yeah, I love...
Great, yeah.
Tracy says she's grateful for R.W. Martin. So are we.
Yeah, we are.
And we miss you guys. We see you guys once a year.
I know.
That is I love this deck. This is Moonology Oracle, Sarah, and I just like it to flip through the cards as we go through the moon cycles, but it is a stunning deck. So, waxing gibbous in Virgo. So the meaning behind today, where the moon is and the sign it's in, is really about balancing self-care with growth, balancing that kind of refreshment and refreshing yourself and recharging your batteries with also growth and leaning into action. And we'll get to a good journal prompt when we check in with the season, but yeah, that's the thing that's the energy for the day that I'm going to be embracing. It's just looking for ways to grow while also taking care of myself. Do you want to add anything?
No, I've got something to say once we add a little bit more. I've got something to reflect on as well.
So the next thing we check in with is the season. It's spring, and a good practice that I like to do is just pay attention to the signs of spring each day. And this time of year, every day, something new kind of, you look outside, there's a new flower coming up, or there's a new tree that looks a little more greener, has a little more buds than it did yesterday. So definitely I'm feeling the temperature shift now more into the 60-degree highs around here. So that's a big shift as we go into April. As a gardener, I pay attention to these things because now, I'm pretty much, I have things that I'm moving out into the pop-up greenhouse now. It's warm enough to do that. And so that's a big spring moment for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily, I do follow the nature, but for me, I check in as metaphorically for spring, me growing. So I have a lot of courses that I purchased through an online class. And I decided this morning that I'm going to start going through those courses. Something for me, I want to start, as I touched base yesterday, growing as a person so that in this summer I kind of can bloom as hopefully when we all come out of quarantine. So that's something that I'm going to start focusing on is one by one going through, continuing my classes and my knowledge, and not allowing the quarantine to make me kind of shut myself in and shut myself off.
And if there's any kind of signs of spring or, the I don't remember if I just said this, but a good journal prompt today would be, how am I growing today?
Right.
What opportunities in my day today can I take to grow and lean into action? If you want to share that, feel free to. Mm-hmm. For me, I think for me, one thing that I'm gonna do to grow is to just pay attention to how I'm thinking about things, try to stay off the news today, and focus a little more on the positive, and try to catch myself if I start thinking or worrying about the uncertainties of the next couple of weeks, and just kind of focus on being grateful for what I have now, and try to stay in that present moment.
Mm-hmm. Which is really, really important. So again, if you want to post what you're going to grow into today, kind of what you decide, how you want to grow, go ahead. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
So next we check in with the weather energy, and as Tracy said at the beginning of our Magic morning, it is a cloudy day, and so when it's either cloudy or windy, we associate the day with the element of air. So Tracy's gonna just do a quick feather ceremony. I'm just gonna show you another option with that, with more of a quick smoke ceremony, and we'll...
because feathers are a little bit tricky. Some people have them, some people don't. So if you have a feather, go ahead. If you don't, go ahead. Feathers sometimes are tricky to have. So if you have it, we're going to go ahead right now. If you don't, that's fine. So again, I'm going to kind of move in what I want, and then kind of release take the air and move out what I am releasing for the day. These can be big things, these can be small things. So today I'm just going to focus on some joy, focusing on my personal self-care. That's something that I'm really trying to work on. So I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to focus on, just running, joy. We cleaned our house, so I'm taking that positive energy, and I'm going to shift away from the negative energy that I put on myself for not getting things done necessarily, having a bit of a crazy household. We're all going through that, and I think I'm not going to put myself down for my house being messy sometimes, or my son not getting his homework done. So that is something I'm going to release.
So another thing you can do besides the feather ceremony is just grab if you have a smudge stick, like the cedar smudge stick, or it doesn't have to be cedar, whatever you have, or a stick of incense. You can just this is a little different from what Tracy's doing. This is more of a kind of wish-making one, and you can just talk about what you want to achieve today, or what you want to manifest today, or in your life, and state that intention out loud, and just imagine the smoke kind of carrying it up into the universe, just to carry your intention up. Another option is to more of like a purification. If you're using like sage or cedar, you just kind of let that smoke waft around you and just kind of break up and shift. Just imagine it breaking up and shifting any kind of energy, negative energy that's hanging around you. So for this, I will manifest today, or set an intention today, that today is going to be a good day. I'm going to be productive, and I'm going to be accepting and forgive myself if I don't get everything done on my to-do list. And the important thing is to have fun and have joy in my life today, and not necessarily to have everything checked off my list.
Sorry.
I'm gonna crystal around. Here, we'll set the card or the feather there, and then because it's an air day, we get to pull a oracle card from the Soulflower deck. Yes, we have. Yeah, we've had one air.
Okay.
Day.
I knew we had an air, but I know you have a lot of decks, so I couldn't pull them out.
I don't have that many decks. So this is the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle by Lisa Estabrook. I associate plants with the element of air because they grow from the earth up into the air. And so, give it a quick shuffle. What do we got today? We got borage. Borage is an edible herb. I've grown it in my garden before, and the flowers are pretty tasty in a salad. So borage, optimism. Sweet borage encourages playfulness and spontaneity to help uplift your spirits when you are feeling disheartened and blue. Borage will help you to rise above sorrow and depression and instill fresh courage, enthusiasm, and confidence in your ability to move through life's obstacles. This is a great card for today.
Yeah.
Especially with the waxing gibbous moon. And that's the important thing, is just to embrace optimism. It's hard to, and the more you watch the news and just kind of get taken in by everything going on in the world right now, it's hard to have that optimism. But
I definitely recognize for me going through, I try to practice gratitude several times a day. When I wake up, when I, anytime I have pause that my family's not around, I try to, or if I'm feeling a little grouchy, shift into that positive, and that's something that has definitely helped me mentally shift, into being more of a positive person, because I'm really, really focusing on, for those of you who don't know, went through a very deep, dark depression, and so it's been a long journey out of this depression, and so focusing more on getting back to being joyful and happy. These are things I'm working on, and I feel like focusing on this gratitude, that's why this card really resonates with me, focusing on this gratitude every day, not just once a day, but several times a day, has been really, really important for me to help, kind of combat the depression.
Yeah, Sarah says that's something I need to grow into today. Positivity and spontaneity.
That is something I'm working on too, spontaneity. And our son is just like, do you want to play a game? I'm like, yes. Or actually on Friday, we were trying to finish his homework, and for me, I'm like, just get the homework done. And he had 2 worksheets left. I'm like, just get them done. But he was getting a little cranky, and I'm like, you know what? Let's stop. Let's play a game. And we ended up, as a family, we stopped and we all played a family game, and that really helped him. And then when we went to finish his homework again a couple hours later, he just did it. So that's definitely something I'm learning. It's a really powerful tool I'm learning, is just allowing joy to erupt when it needs to.
And a good prescription for optimism and positivity is gratitude. So that's at least what Tracy and I find that works. So I'm pulling a tarot card for today. The card we have is also a good one for the theme we're talking about today, the Ten of Cups. This is one of my favorite cards from the tarot deck.
Not a wand.
It's really associated with, the best description of this card I've heard is basically having it all, the perfect life. I don't know how much you can see of this card if you're familiar, but it shows, a couple with 2 children dancing, and they're looking over their homestead and their farm, and there's a rainbow with 10 cups in the sky, which just represents happiness, contentment, fulfillment, enjoyment of life, having everything that you want. So, looking...
Also, just on an off note, if you're familiar with the rainbow hunt, it's interesting that today's a rainbow. That's a rainbow.
Right.
Not familiar with the rainbow hunt. Those of you that are watching that are familiar with the rainbow hunt.
So to put all these in, tie them all together, we have the waxing gibbous moon calling us to expand and grow and learn from our experiences and look for the lesson in our obstacles and hardship, but to also lean into growing more and not contract. Now is the time the moon is becoming full, and we need to become full as well, and that takes a concerted effort to make the decision to grow and get out of our comfort zone and lean into that growth. Borage is calling us to embrace optimism and have confidence as you move through life's obstacles, not see it as something that is happening to you, but a growth experience or a lesson that helps you manifest the life you want, or at least change your perspective and your attitude into more of a 10 of cups. The cups is a suit in the tarot is associated with feelings. And so shifting how you feel about your life is something that, you know, you may or may not have a lot of control over what is going on, but if you can shift your focus and shift your, you know, embrace your feelings about things and cultivate more gratitude and positivity and optimism in your life, even though it's hard, you know, lean into it. Look for lessons instead of like, oh, all this bad stuff's happening, and embrace that joy and optimism of the 10 of cups, and don't lose that optimism. It's very hard to maintain it these days for a lot of people. But what is the alternative? You know, so you might as well try as best you can to look at the good things and try to be grateful for what you have, and try to stay optimistic as best you can.
All right, we're going to end with our prayer. Unless you have anything else to add.
I'm done.
All right, for all of today, and we forgot to type this up for them.
Yeah.
I promise you, today I will type this up for you guys. For all of today, I will love. For all of today, I will trust. For all of today, I will be true to myself. For all of today, I will give thanks for my many blessings. For all of today, I will be kind to my neighbor and every living thing.
So then we'll strike the singing bowl and take 3 deep breaths in and out. Just one last thing. When you blow out the candle at the end of the ceremony, if you do use a candle, especially on air day, see all the smoke kind of wafting up. You can also, this is a renewal candle, so if you have an associated meaning with the candle, you can just, you know, set an intention to manifest that into your life, blow it out, and let the smoke kind of waft that intention out into the universe.
The important thing of this, a lot of this ritual, I mean, we do a lot of teaching for you guys, but a lot of it is just gratitude, connecting with gratitude on each step, and setting intentions and allowing that intention to stay, you know, allowing that intention to carry off. So, and
ultimately the purpose of this ritual, at least for Tracy and I, the reason why we do is it keeps us focused on the now, the present moment, being mindful. So we hope you guys have a great day. Yeah. Thank you again for tuning in. We know it's a weekend, and we appreciate you guys taking the time, and we appreciate those of you that are going to watch the replay. And we will see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to get up and turn it off.